75,000 people passed away, and they're here now. This is what happens if you keep on going. You know, maybe not these individuals. Maybe not all these people from drugs. But all these headstones represent people that are out here suffering right now, that are wanting help and can't get it. And this is where they're going to wind up because they waited. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. You know, it's that great saying, why do today what you can put off tomorrow? You know? Nah, not with this. You have no time. You don't have time. Time is crucial. I'm not where Sean is, but let's just say this is Sean. Last man I lost, man. You know how? He just moved back here and was trying to have a good little night. Loves his cocaine. Got some. Guess what happened? He did a line. Guess what happened? He didn't wake back up. You know why? Because it wasn't cocaine. It was fentanyl. That's the real fucking silent killer right now. And you know what's fucked up? What I found out about heroin and fentanyl is that when somebody dies, that's where everybody runs to. Because that's the good shit. That's the most backwards fucking thinking shit I ever heard in my life. Like, really? If you go drink Budweiser and that shit kills you because it fucking, I don't know, it was fermented wrong or arsenic in it or some random shit, I highly doubt that anybody that drinks Budweiser is going to go drink any Budweiser until they are fully sure that they have handled that situation. You know? What's fucked up about Sean is that this was like right after New Year's of this year in 2021. And it wasn't 2 weeks prior to Christmas Eve, I believe. It was Christmas Eve, I don't know how many weeks between. His cousin passed away. You know how? He was trying to have a good night Christmas Eve with the fam and shit. Went and got him some cocaine. Guess what? Took his line. Guess what? He ain't wake back up. You know why? It was fentanyl. Think about that shit. Anybody that does cocaine, that's my biggest fear now. I love it. You know, like, I don't have a problem with cocaine. I have a problem with fucking pills. I have a problem with opiates. I did at one point have a problem with cocaine. But you don't know what you're getting. It's easily that neither one of these people meant to give these people cocaine. It just happened. And guess what? They're gone forever, man. Forever. Like, that's forever. Think about that. You know somebody that's suffering. Go talk to them. Give them a call. Text. Tell them you love them. Just 5 minutes from now, man, they could be gone. Right now, as I'm talking, man, there's no telling. 75,000 people in a year. Do the math on that. Let's just use that number. You know, then break it down by second, or minute, or whatever it breaks out to be. This shit is real. It's happening. COVID? Yeah, it's happening. But this is the one. All these quiet neighbors right next to each other. They were silently suffering. Now they're silently sleeping. Deceased. And not saying any one of these people were drug users or came from the trenches or in the trenches. Graduated up out of the trenches. You know. But this, let's just use this as representation. All these are the community that we could build here today that stops any one of us from being here tomorrow. At least based off drugs. Do I have y'all's attention? Can I get the help? I want to help push people's music. I mean, your art, whatever it is that your passion is, whatever that shit is that you lost. Mine was skateboarding and video production. I gave that shit up to get high, right? Now I'm skating again. Now I'm trying to do a video. You know, I'm finding my passion. I know what my passion is. I want that shit to happen, but I've got to use it because this is what my legacy may be. This is what my destiny's telling me. This is what my heart tells me I need to be doing. I don't want to go to another motherfucker's funeral that overdosed. If you have a heart attack, man, I'm going to be celebrating. That's fucked up. But that's the truth. So, to say all that, I'm going to say, like, I really want to build a network, a community. I don't care if you've been sober for 20 years, you know. I don't care if you're just sober a day. I don't care if you're sober for 5 minutes. That's something. That's tangible. You know how it's tangible? That's 5 more minutes that somebody can say, he got sober. 5 minutes, he had a heart attack, but guess what? We was having a blast up at that funeral because he didn't die from drugs. He was here another day. I'm thankful for all the times I have sober right now. You know, a year, 30, 60, whatever. This is all time, like, I actually enjoyed. You know, most of it. Detox portion sucks. You know, you gotta get through it. It's not gonna kill you. If there's tools out here, crutches, whatever, you know, to get through that, just don't be a bitch. It's that simple. When you're on drugs, you ain't gonna take no for an answer. So, like, go find it. Go get Suboxone. Go get Subutex. Go do that. You know, go get some. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not advocating using anything that's not prescribed by your doctor or whatever the case is. But they're, you know, if you're involved in this stuff, you're not an idiot. Google will tell you whatever you want to know. You know, like, there are ways to facilitate a little easing of those uncomfortable moments that will lead to a beautiful life. And even if it's living in your fucking car. You know, I have a car now. I didn't have a car. I got a car. I'm going to school. Going to therapy. I got a record collection. You know, this is shit that I didn't have 2 years ago because I didn't want it. I had money for everything else. I ain't had money for a shoestring. I had made sure I saved enough to buy a pack of ramen just to eat something. Like, you put everything else before what you really would like to have when it comes to drugs, and you don't even need that shit. Let's do this. Erica, I know you're going on a silent retreat right now. I hope you have a great time and all that. Kalichi, I really would like to work with you personally first and foremost because man to man, the music came to my life. It was right along the time I met Erica, and that shit fucking saved me, man. Like, your stories are inspiring. I love reading your comments, man. They're like the most positive, uplifting shit I ever seen on YouTube, dog. People that, like, I've been clean a day, yo. Like, that's fucking amazing. I'm emotional by nature, because I'm punk-ass Scorpio, if you believe in that shit. But your story might help somebody live another day. My story, my network abilities, my, like, all that stuff, like, I put off in the past, could be energy used to help someone. I'm like, I need something to occupy my time, because time, idle, you know, they say devil's playground, right? And it is. When you're trying to be sober, man, like, you could be sober, you could be sitting in the house, and that shit clicks, and you just fucking ain't doing anything. Guess what? You're wrapped in this obsession, and that shit you can give in real quick. I'm just telling you from where I'm coming from, I'm telling you from what I've seen. You know, like, you got to find something to occupy that time. I mean, like, I've been in my vehicle, like I said, right? But prior to this, like, me being out here right now, I hadn't had a day off in well over a month because I was working from open to close. Like, I didn't want to not be working. And by the time I got off work, I was so dog-ass tired, like, I'm going to bed. I'll wake up and do it all over again because I could not afford to have time to myself that was not accountable, that was not facilitating some type of money as well. And You know, that brings up a lot of different points too, like triggers and shit. Like, you gotta eliminate these type of things. You gotta try and ease them or figure out coping mechanisms. J. Cole, I don't know if he'll get this video or whatever the case is, man, but like, you know, our city needs us. Our city needs us. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't asking nobody for shit, but like, come on and tell us about, like, whatever, you know? Come be supportive. I don't know. I think every American should be allowed to have Narcan, which doesn't make sense that it's, like, gotta be prescribed by a doctor. I mean, fuck. Like, that's crazy to me. That shit could save somebody's fucking life instantly. You know, yeah, they might get up, wow, fucking, I've seen this shit a million times. Every time you do it, they go run off and get more drugs, and they're dead again in 5 more minutes. You have to hit them again. Yeah, okay. And this shit puts strains on the fucking EMS whenever they have to go out there, because regular-ass citizens or drug users can't get this shit without going through fucking pharmacies or clinics or whatever the case is. Like, at least when you get there, they give it to you, and they understand, and they're not treating you like a piece of shit. Like, they realize, like, you are on the front lines of the battle, this war, like, the war on drugs. We are the war on drugs. We fight that shit. They just come pick us up and take our fucking money, freedom, and everything else. Nah, we are on the front lines fighting this shit. We are the heroes, right? Like the nurses and doctors and everybody that gave and sacrificed so much for the COVID. That's us. In this epidemic. Whether you're still in it or you're not, it's us. Anyway, challenge everybody that sees this. Please, if you can do anything to help, like, grow this community, like, plant the seeds. I'm planting the seed right now. Let's be back here in a year and, like, man, I don't care if it's 1, I don't care if it's 5,000, I don't care about numbers. But let's just get living bodies that are trying. One of the craziest things, like, whenever I found myself living on the street because of my choice that day, right? That's a fucking skill set. You don't get taught that shit in school. You got to figure out real fucking quick where you about to sleep, where you about to put your shit. You got a job, you going to work, you going to take a shower. All, like, that's a whole different life. And you can be sober doing it like I am, or have been, right? Sober-ish, right? Like, working at it, whatever the case may be, however you want to classify yourself, just don't lie to yourself. You don't need to lie to you. We don't lie to everybody else. Why lie to yourself? You've been lying to yourself. That little damn OCD tick in your head lies to you every fucking time. Guess what you won't do when you're doing that shit? Make the right decision. Make it today. Make it now. Moms, dads, sisters, brothers, cousins, I'm sorry, my language, but talk to your kids. Tell them you love them. Please. Because that shit matters. That shit matters. Anyway, I'm out. Let's do this.